Morning, everyone, to your practice. Let's get started. We'll start with the 5 pillars. The first one is sitting. So find your comfortable seat. This is a great time to tune in and check in, whatever time of day it is for you. It's always good to take some pauses and do this. So closing your eyes, having your feet touching the earth, your sit bones touching your chair, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Hands can be on your heart or in your lap, or just even folding them. Take a couple of deep breaths as you enter into your inner space. Repeat to yourself, here I am in this moment, fully awake, fully alive, and grateful. Here I am in this moment, fully alive, fully awake, and I am grateful. Check in with yourself on the different layers of your body. The first one being your physical body, noticing how you physically feel in this moment, right now. What did you show up with? Have that inner dialogue. Your emotional body, what emotionality did you bring with you this morning? Your breath body, where are you breathing? Where do you feel the breath enter and exit? And then your energetic body on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most energized. Where are you on the scale of your energy? Set an intention for your practice. This morning, I am open to receive whatever you feel you need today. And then when you're ready, begin to slowly open your eyes as you enter into the next pillar, the standing, connecting with our, standing on our own 2 feet. How does that feel to stand on your own 2 feet? How did you show up today? How are you going to show up into the world? Starting with your feet, slowly feeling your feet rooting down into the earth, engaging the legs, engaging your abdominals, lift your shoulders up to your ears, slide them back, and then slide them down towards your waist. Little space between your armpits and your body. Relax though, you don't want to be stiff here. And then lengthen up through the crown of the head, maybe tuck the chin in just a little bit. It's feeling your fingertips like lightning rods, starting to connect with this external energy that's all around us. And now we'll start to draw up this energy through the bottoms of the feet, through the palms of the hands. As you lift up, flip the hands up, reach up for the stars coming up onto your toes. And now this time, release on the heels, bending the knees, try not to collapse in the knees, bringing the arms down. So we're going to do a little bit of movement and pumping here. As you inhale, drawing up, reaching up, opening up those ankles, shift into the heels, bending the knees, coming into a slight squat, whatever feels comfortable for you today. Inhaling, drawing up this energy. So we're starting to pump up some of our energy, getting some of this energy going, activating the thigh muscles, activating this external chi, rising up, shifting back into the heels. We'll do one more here. Inhaling, rising all the way up, release the heels, and then turn your gaze over to one side with soft eyes and an inner smile. Take in your environment. Even though this is a room you're in all the time, it might appear different to you because maybe a different perspective. Maybe you notice something you never noticed before. Reaching up one more time, and then taking the hands and just start to feel this connection of the yin and the yang, positive, the negative, starting to create an internal balance of your energy. Let the head drop forward here. Pillar 3, we'll start some movement. So let's just do a little bit of flexion in the neck, keeping those feet engaged, the legs engaged, rooting down, relaxing your shoulders, softening the face, doing some rotation of the neck, just noticing how that feels in your body. Now from here, let's start from the feet. We'll go from the feet up. So rotating the ankles, rotating the knees, maybe starting to feel a little bit of a movement in the hip also. So this whole side of your body is starting to rotate. Maybe take it to the other direction. And this little movement, this gentle movement of rotation is going to cue you in once again of how your body showed up. So I got up late this morning, a little bit of a rush. This is actually my first movement of the day, and I'm noticing my back is tender. So my back is tender. It's something I really want to watch out for, because once the back is tender, things can go a little wrong if we don't watch for that. So I'm going to take my time and start to rotate that up through the rib cage, taking that rotation. And, you do you for, what your body needs today. Everybody's body is different. We're generally doing the same type of movement, the directional movement of rotation, because I find this to be the softest way to get that movement in without hurting anything, and also becoming very aware and keen on where you are at today physically. And that definitely changes from day to day. And then once you're ready, coming back, lengthening up, rooting down. And then we'll start some shaking, a little bit more aggressive movement, starting to shake the wrist and the fingers, start relax, maybe bring the elbows into it, maybe start to a little bit more in the arms, maybe up into the shoulders, start to release any blocked up energy, any maybe anxiety or tension you might just feel physically in the body. Sometimes I feel this low grade anxiety in the morning for whatever reason. And sometimes I have no clue, but I can know it's there energetically. I can feel it. So the shaking helps to release whatever you don't want to hold on to for the day. We're also going to come into the purging breath, because the purging breath is very important to do throughout your day to feel more of a letting go of toxins, releasing the toxins, inhaling through the nose, gently blow the breath out through your mouth as you release some of the toxins that might be building up in your system. When you have 70% of your toxins releasing through the lungs, that's a lot. So it's a very easy practice to get into, of inhaling through the nose and then gently blowing the air out through the mouth. This forces your exhalation to be a little bit longer when you do this. And really, that's how we should be breathing. We don't want to take in more than we let go. So inhaling, doing the purging breath, pumping your systems, getting your systems to wake up, pumping the calf muscles so you can start activating your lymph fluids. The lymph fluids will start to open up your lymph nodes, which helps to, again, release the toxins. They collect the toxins, and then it's released through the exhalation of your breath. So we're a very intricate system. We're kind of, you can compare ourselves to your phone, your computer, powering your system up for the day. If you overdo it, your phone will shut off. So same with us, we'll shut down. And at those times, then you can make a decision. Well, what do I want to do? Do I want to take a nap? Do I want to have some tea? Do I want to just close my eyes and repower your source? And then stop. Hopefully you feel this tingling arriving between the palms of the hands. Let's take this into the breath again. Inhale, expanding your chi ball. This is your visual of my ball. It's a visual of the chi ball. Shift into the heel. So now we're adding some movement with this breath. Exaggerate the shifting into the heels, compressing the breath. Inhaling, expand your body with this prana, with this breath. Exhaling, shift. You can continue with purging breath, but now we're adding a little bit of movement, a little bit of intention, expanding with this prana, your life force, your breath, your inhalation. Inhaling, expanding again with this energy that you're starting to cultivate for your day, creating internal space for your body to breathe deeper and fuller, to take in life more. Exhaling, release, and just kind of bring this chi ball, follow it up, through the eyes, expanding your intuition, softening your brain. Inhaling, bringing it above the head, and really feel the expansion here. And open up the arms, lean back a little bit. As you exhale, we're going to compress here, open up the back of the spine. So we're doing some spinal cord breathing, starting to get the spine to open forward and back. So here we start to create a little bit more dynamic movement, bringing the body into forward flexions, the forward flexion, the back flexion. We're going to do the side flexion soon and our twisting flexion. Every day in every way, you want to move your spine in those 4 flexions as you move forward and back. And take your time with this. I'm going to stay here forward a little bit because I do feel some tension in my back and in my neck. So I'm going to give myself a little time there, feeling that stretch, feeling that opening to start to arrive, and then release. Let's come right into our twisting flexion. So we did the forward and back, cat, dog, and then we come into a twisting flexion. Now, if you get dizzy, you can keep the head centered and then maybe eventually bring it along. It's not necessary. What we're trying to go for, though, is this upper body, the torso, coming into this twist, this squeezing out, again, of toxins. And then you can add some tapping to it if you want to tap the lungs, or you can tap the side of your ribs, or come up to the lungs, follow yourself up, maybe do the back of the shoulder blades. Always feels really nice as well. It's an area that gets pretty charged up. So we're trying to create a little bit of stimulation there to release some of the compression, the congestion that might have happened along the way. And twisting, breathing, smiling, soft eyes, soft gaze, as we really fully come into this moment and into taking care of your body, and then slowly release. Let's interlace the fingers, move the wrists around, maybe go back and forth, opening up the wrists. Always feels really, really, really nice. And then we're going to press down with the palms of the hands, feeling that nice stretch through the fingers. I feel it really through my fingers a lot, and my wrists, all the way up to my elbows. Let's bring the legs in a little bit, root down, lengthen up. Taking the arms forward. Now we're going to tuck the tailbone under. Exaggerate this movement as you push your palms of your hands away from your body. We're slowly lifting up. As you're doing this, let's come up onto the toes. Again, stretching those ankles feels nice. Release the heels and lean over to one side. And there goes your side bend, your side flexion of the body. Waking up that spine deliberately, waking up with care, with awareness, and with intention. Now release the arms, let them float down, interlace the fingers behind your back, engage the abdominals as you do this, squeeze the shoulder blades together and move the hands away from your body as comfortably as you can. And then release them, shake them out. We're going to do this one more time, pressing down, lifting up, press away, compress, move the palms of the hands away from you, tuck in the tailbone, open up the back of the spine, slowly work your way up onto the tippy toes, dropping the heels over to one side for your side flexion. It feels nice. Up again, over to the other side. Feels really nice. Releasing the palms, interlace them, squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is a nice opening for the pectoral muscles. Maybe move those arms away from your body. Release one more time. We'll do this for the 3rd time. Shake the hands, interlace, press down. So, if you're on a computer a lot, it's good to keep the wrist flexible. Sometimes I kind of lose my grip when I'm doing something, and I can feel the weakness in my wrists. And that could be become a little bit of a problem. If you don't have strength in the fingers and the hands, it's going to be hard to do certain tasks. So we want to keep that awareness and, the hands pliable for, writing, for opening up jars, for, all kinds of things. And then release and shake it out. Let's do, since we did, those are all our 4 flexions, we're going to add a little swimming dragon to this. You can start with the legs together. It'll be a little bit of a tighter move, not tighter movement, but more engaged movement when the legs are together. Or you can do it with the legs apart. So, try both, but you want to get this figure 8 movement in the spine. I like to add this direction into the spine as well. The spine loves this movement. It's very, it's a little bit softer. It's not as linear, it opens up a little bit, and then, you can kind of follow and play around with it and getting these gentle movements in your body, open up the dormancy quietly, open up the dormancy, because our body does go dormant. If we don't use certain parts of our body, it does go dormant. And for instance, I went bowling last week, Haven't done that in a long time. And my glutes hurt. Like, so I guess I haven't used those muscles by doing that. So it's good to, change up things. Let's come into a little bit of a squat here. Let's drop the head and the neck. The head and the neck is an area that gets pretty tight. It's nice to open it up for the day. Let your arms just hang here. Let your legs be support for your upper body as you come forward. Of course, be very gentle with your low back. If you feel any, compression or tightness, for sure, be careful with that. Shake it out and then shimmy up. So we're going to get a little bit more of these flexions in. This little vignette that I like to do. It's easy to do. Try to remember it. Maybe do a little rotation again since you're up here with the upper body. It's hard, usually a hard area in the thoracic spine to get going. And then we'll add a high twist. And then you slowly feel the twisting coming down the spine, down the ribs, maybe into the hips as well. Just moving that all around. And then let's add a sway, swaying from side to side, getting some of that kinkness out of the neck. Let's do this again. Inhaling into the dog tilt. Take a few breaths here. Round the spine, tuck the tailbone under, drop the arms. And I know you've done these movements, several times, a lot. I do these movements all the time. It's part of the protocol of waking up the body, or these flexions. But you really want to get used to doing them on your own. So during the day, you check in and you go, oh man, how am my body's a little stiff. What can I do for it? Oh, I know. I'm going to move my spine in many different directions. I'm going to do cat dog, a side bend, a twist. And then before you know, in 5 minutes, would make a really big difference in how your body's feeling, because you're opening up some of the congestion. Maybe you're just not feeling quite right, and just doing these little bit of movements can go a long way. Now let's just add a little bit of rotation again of the shoulders. Maybe you want to open up the arms. Again, get ready for your day so you're able to, reach for that can in the cupboard. Easy to get down on the floor if you drop something so you don't hurt yourself. And then back to the mountain, release down. Lengthen up, feeling that lengthening happening. We're just going to get our heart rate going for the day. So we'll start with just moving the arms forward and back. And you're breathing. You got to connect with that breath at all times. Don't hold your breath. Really want to engage the breath. Really become familiar with the breath, because the breath's one of those systems in the body that we can manually go in and change. And changing the breath will also change your mood. It'll change how you feel. It's one of those really easy tricks that we can do, but we forget. So if you're ever in an area where you can't think clearly, you're stressed out, you simply take nice, deep, slow breaths. You can do the purging breath as well. That'll help calm the system down. But here we're going to start to get the lymphatics under the armpits going. Now start to add a little bit of a bopping here, moving, bending the knees. If you want to add a little bit more to this and come up onto the toes, drop the heels. Every time you bring an arm up, will extend this movement a little bit more. This will get more of your heart rate up, moving the entire body. So you're moving your arms, you're moving your legs, you're breathing, you're squeezing out the toxins, you're preparing for your day, lifting the corners of the mouth up, turning on your parasympathetic nervous system as we get ready for the day, feeling clear, feeling calm, and energized all at the same time. And that's what a morning practice is great for. It prepares us to set the tone for your day. And then bring it down slowly. Shake it out again. Inhale, gather this energy you've cultivated. Find that balance, recalibrate your system. You can inhale again deeply through the nose. Continue with purging breath. Let it go. Let it go. And let it flow. Noticing how you're feeling right now. We're going to turn on our GPS system. Let's really activate our GPS system. Again, real important that we turn this system on, because it really does help. Our body has to navigate itself in space. And if we're dull, if our system is dull and has not been fired up yet, it's going to be hard. You could have a mishap easily because you're not conscious, you're not balanced. You're not aware because your proprioceptor system, your GPS has not been turned on. So we're turning it on, activating the palms of your hands, the bottoms of your feet, around your mouth. Those are 3 high sensitive areas for proprioception. And the skin, everything, your skin's the first line of defense. Your skin senses what's around you. So we want to open that space up. By doing this, we'll also tap, another way to get that GPS system going. Now we add some coordination here, crossing over, a little coordination as you still can activate the proprioceptors at the same time. So I like to do stuff that does multiple things. So this is for coordination. This is also elevate your heart rate and turn on your GPS and turn on your coordination system as well. And then shake that out, cross over a little bit more, get your brain ready for the day. And now we'll come into tapping. Let's really energize the hands. Energize this energy between your hands. Rub the palms of the hands together, scrubbing your knuckles, scrubbing your nails. You should feel lots of activation here. Let's bring them on our head. Soothe your brain. Activate some of the proprioceptors in the head, the skull, getting some of that chi to arrive to the surface of your skin, keeping your skin nice and plump and moist and pink, because that's going to be your first line of defense for pathogens entering. It's kind of like opening up your window and letting all the dirt in. We want to be able to filter it. And a healthy skin helps to filter your system. So that's what we're doing with the tapping. Also, we're tapping different meridian lines. So again, we're stimulating our proprioception. So tapping does quite a bit for our system that we can go in and manually turn on. Tapping around the throat. Remember to tap the lungs, so important, the lungs and kidney point, especially as the weather starts to change. Phlegm starts to show up when the weather cools off, because the body's like going, hey, I need some phlegm to protect the cold coming in. We don't want that to happen. We want to protect ourselves just by a very green, clean system. But I can actually feel some of that mucus building up in my throat right now. So again, becoming aware what you're doing. Let's tap along that lung meridian down the inside of the arm. We're opening up our system, even if you don't know what the meridians are. Just know that the tapping is a way to rebound your body, really getting it stimulated, coming over to the other side of the nose. And then we're going to stimulate our lymph nodes again around the breast tissue. You want to keep those breast tissues healthy. You want those lymphatics to be able to fight off any pathogens coming into, the breast area. Gotta be careful with that. So we're cleaning up ourselves. We're cleaning the toxins. We're irrigating our systems for the day. Irrigation is going to keep you healthy. Irrigation is a must every single day. Irrigate your system, because if it gets backed up, it gets putrid, and that's when the disease starts to take over. Disease usually takes about 7 years to really show up. We don't want that to happen. That's why we do these self-care preventive practices. Self-care is your health care. And it is so important to give yourself a little bit of time every day, not once a day, not once a week, not every other day, but every day. Make it a habit to irrigate your system, prepare to be your best self. So rebound all the organs that sit here in our system, tapping those lymph nodes again, very important system, the lymphatic system, to get up and running. You have to manually turn lymphatics on at this age. They don't just show up. You have to actually work them. Let's tap those glutes, rubbing the kidneys, jump up and down a few times to release any extra congestion, compression that you might be feeling. Backs of the legs, up the front of the leg, inside of the legs, up, down the front of the legs, and then up the side of the legs to your digestive system. Go from right to left around your large intestines, small intestines, getting them, ready to hopefully release some toxins through your digestive system, and then hold. Did the chi arrive? Take some nice deep cleansing breaths again. Let's bring this energy up for your day. Return back to the earth. Draw up this earth energy out and up for the day. Draw that earth energy up into your system, out and then release. Let's gather. Start to flow. Release the hands down. Start to flow. Start to rock forward and back. Maybe you're not ready to flow, and that's okay. But just kind of go through the movements a little bit. Let the body start to feel this undulation of just moving forward and back like a wave, coming in, going out, more of a flow. Maybe just use your hands. Maybe bring a little bit more movement with the upper body if you'd like. But a little softness. Now you're nice and energized, stimulated probably. So just take that stimulation, feeling that more of a buzzy feeling. Just move it around. Visualizing you're standing in a pond that's kind of murky and you're just moving the water around. You know what that's like. You move the water around, you stir it around, and it starts to get clearer. So you're either at a clear, crystal clear pond, or it's a little murky. So kind of figure out where you're at this morning. Maybe it's a little murky. Maybe you want to come back to this practice at some point of the day and clean it out. Go with the flow. And then let's take the arms out and up. Irrigate the system, release, let go. Let's do this a couple of times. Clean the slate for the day. Lean over to the right, cross over the ankles, cross over the arms, hooking up your systems. Breathe, inner smile, or just energetically release, cross over again. Good for the system, good for the body to connect with each other. And then inhale again, one to the hand to the back of the vagus nerve, one to the forehead. Calm down, root down, lengthen up. Bring in the prana that you just cultivated. Feeling a little bit cleaner, a little bit more awake for the day. And then just taking your hands, slide them down and take any extra heat you might have in the upper body and just release that heat down into the digestive system. Sway like a bamboo in the wind. Wherever you need some energy, imagine it moving to that area where the mind goes, the chi will flow. And then we protect ourselves. So crossing over, protection cross, keeping yourself strong and supported and safe. Strong, supported, and safe. Reaching up, gathering, palms of the hands come together, creating the balance. It's like your hands are like batteries. The energy, the positive and negative batteries come together. Open up your energy source again. Today, I invite into my life. What do you need for your day to make it your best day? Today, I invite into my life. Come back to pillar 5. We sit for a moment where we started. Pillar 5 gives you a little bit of time to gather this practice. Rooting down through the feet again, rooting down through the sit bones, your base of support, lengthening up through the crown of the head, noticing, maybe your energy level's a little bit higher on the higher scale now. Hopefully you feel a little rejuvenated, a little more balanced, calmer maybe, calm with energy. Finding that delicious breath that you invite in and let go. We'll end with the sound of that vibrational sound of Om. Inhaling. Om. Bring the palms of the hands together, letting this practice bring for you whatever you need today. And thank you for joining me in this practice of Qigong. And namaste to all.